Welcome back. We are live today. We are going to be working, continuing on our scripting from yesterday. So if you were with me yesterday on TikTok, and I posted the live on YouTube as well. But if you were with me yesterday on TikTok, we took the script, which I will share with you right here, that we had. So let me share my screen with you. I'm going to do window. Let's do our window. Here is our script. So this is the scene that we have right here. And we took this very first scene, and that is what we dropped into chat and built out everything for the images in chat. So we had our first image, our second image. We ended up with 5 different images. And let me show you over here on Gemini. Let me make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing over here. Yes, okay, so on Gemini, these are the images that we created here. So that's our last image. I was so happy with this image. The first one was of just the steel door, and then it's opening. And our stockbroker, this one's what we're going to continue to work on today because our stockbroker is running into the door and we really need him to be coming out of the door. So that is going to be something that we are going to be working with today. And then we're going to move on to our second scene. So let me go ahead and stop sharing here. And thank you for bearing with me as I figure out, we are live on Restream. So I'm hoping if you're tuning in on TikTok, super appreciate you. If you're tuning in on YouTube, super appreciate you being here. Yes, so let's continue on with this image. So I'm going to, let's see, actually, I think what I'm going to do, let me pull this out here. And then let me pop this up here. Okay, I think this is what we're going to do. I realize that if I am sharing down here that I'm looking up at my second monitor. So we're going to do this here. There we go. All right, so let's come back over here to chat. And I just want to make sure that we have our image looking the way that we want it to look. So our prompt for our bear. I think where the issue lies is our bear is bursting through the door. And the bear bursting through the door, I think there is a discrepancy of the understanding of the directions for the bear bursting through the door. So same rooftop, lighting continuity, the heavy metal door slams open, and a massive bear runs through it. Oh, sorry, the bear was fine. It's a stockbroker. So same thing. So let's take this. I'm going to use the same thread. Now, sometimes, especially in Gemini, this is important, especially in Gemini, if it starts to hallucinate and creates imagery that you're like, that's not really the way I wanted it to look. What I will do is I will pick a new thread and I will show you how I do that then. But right now I'm going to pop into chat and let me see if I can share this screen with you. Share window. Here we go. Yes. Okay. I'm going to share this window with you. Great. So you can see what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to take this and we're going to say, let me move this over here. We're going to say, let's revisit the following prompt. And I'm going to paste it in here. The image that gets generated with this prompt has the stockbroker running what appears, if I can spell correctly, to be back inside the stairwell. We need him to be running out of the stairwell. What adjustments to the above prompt should we make to accomplish this? I'm going to say action. Okay. And we're going to lean on chat for this because obviously something's not hitting correctly with it. Okay, so here we go. Common directional confusion and text-to-image generation because the model interprets door swings outward, running left past the camera. Spatially inconsistent, it often defaults to the figure being inside the doorway. So to fix the stockbroker is clearly bursting out of the stairwell and running onto the rooftop. We'll clarify motion direction, door orientation, and camera perspective using these adjustments. Great. So the adjusted prompt, realistic cinematic rooftop scene on a New York skyscraper. The camera is positioned on the rooftop floor facing the stairwell door from the outside. The heavy gray metal door bursts open outward towards the camera. Young Wall Street stockbroker running out from the stairwell. Black suit, orange tie, as he sprints towards the left side of the frame, away from the door, towards the camera's foreground. Okay, I think those instructions are going to be the key that we need. So we're going to use this. Copy that. Let me stop sharing here. And have you, let's see, I'm going to pop this into Gemini. Now I'm going to use the same thread. So I'm going to share this tab with you. Okay. Let's see, you should be able to see this. Yes, okay, great. And let's see what we have here. So again, I'm using the same thread for this shot. And we're going to see what it comes up with here. And we're still waiting for it. Dang it, he is still running towards the door. We have got to get this fixed. Frantic escape on the rooftop. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try a new chat. Same thing. We're going to add it here. So this is not uncommon. I run into this, I don't want to say frequently. It's not frequently, but often enough that okay. Hold on now. Where do those stairs go? There's not any stairs there. Okay, that's a problem. I'm continuing to work on this image because this is a real thing. Oh, puppy dog's underneath the desk. In terms of, okay, I'm going to stop screen sharing this one. I'm going to pop over here to chat and let's see if I have this here to show you. No, okay, window. Okay. I'm going to say, here's the image that it added. And the problem is, there's no actual stairs there. That was some cuckoo-ness. Okay, I'm adding this image back in and saying, we have a bit of a problem. Problem with this image. We accomplished. He's running out of the stairwell, but there are no longer any stairs behind him. See the screenshot. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to come back over here to Gemini. So let me share this screen with you. And I'm going to say, add in an actual stairwell behind the stockbroker. I know that's very simplistic, but we're going to see what it comes up with. While we're waiting on that generating, I have a new prompt over here for Gemini. So let's see what... Okay. We still have the sunshine coming through. We're getting closer. Let's try this prompt. So this is the updated prompt from chat. We'll see what it generates here. Okay, guys. I don't know what... Okay, we're going to say let's remove the tiny bit of sunlight coming through the door jamb. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but we're going to see. This is way better. It's not perfect, but it is way better. So the next thing, okay. This is great. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the direction of the stairs. So these stairs are coming down. Our dude's been running up the stairs. So I'm going to change the direction of the stairs. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have chat help me with this. So I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to pop it over to chat and I'm going to ask it to, this is looking great. Can you show me, no, let's see. Let's change the direction of the stairs. Right now in this image, the stairs look like he's run down the stairs. These are stairs that lead to the rooftop. So we need the stairs to look like he ran up them. Okay. This is a great start, though. We're going to see what chat gives us for this one. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat here. Happy to answer any questions. Okay, realistic cinematic rooftop scene on New York skyscraper. The camera's positioned. Okay, so we have our new one. Behind him, this is our update. The interior stairwell clearly leads upward towards the rooftop. Great. Okay, so we are getting somewhere. Pop over here to Gemini. We're going to update this. Bam. Fingers crossed, everybody. This is the one that was going to work. And then we have all of our scenes for the first scene. We have all the images, for the first scene. Nope. Dang it. The stairs are still... Okay. I'm going to pop that same chat into a new thread. So the one thing that's a little bit of a downside for using Gemini, I really like Gemini. Okay. Oh, the stairs are going the wrong way. I do like this better though, because this is more consistent with our... Nope, that's me. I really did like this one though. It's more consistent with our other threads. So let's see if we can just adjust the stairs to be going up. I actually think I know why it did it this way, but I think the reason it did it this way is because we said that they were running up, but he needs to be... The stairs are going upward, but they need to stop at the roof. So the stairs need to stop at the roof top. So they should look like they've come up from the floor below. Let us see if that is going to adjust it, because in thinking like the stairs lead upward, well, yes, that makes sense. The stairs lead upward behind him, but that's not what we mean. Not quite. Okay, so let's try again. I'm going to come over here to chat and pop this image into here and ask it, let's make an additional refinement. Let's make an additional refinement. See this, look at the screenshot that look at the screenshot and see how the stairs look like they go upward to a second floor that doesn't exist. We want the stairs to look like they have come from, oops, floor below. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Okay. I just discovered the button to switch for the tab that I'm sharing. So happy for that. Okay, we're going to copy this. We're going to head over here to Gemini. Pop this in here. Okay, let's read through this real quick. Realistic cinematic rooftop, camera positioned K. Behind him, the interior stair clearly rise up from the floor below, meeting the rooftop threshold at the doorway. Okay, hopefully that is going to give the clear direction for fixing that, because that's obviously they still come from who knows where. I'd say let's move forward with this, but this is kind of a big deal in that we need the stairs to move correctly. And I don't want to just throw in the towel on this, but for the sake of the video, I want to start animating the other imagery that we do have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the images that are good, that we're ready to move forward with. That way we can start animating what we have. Okay. So I'm going to share this. This is what we're going to download. So I'm going to download this one here. I'm going to download the doors opening. I'm going to download, see, if we could get this guy to flip. This is really the guy that we need to flip. Okay, you know what? What we haven't done is I haven't tried this new one in here. So let's try, just for funsies, if we can get it to work with this thread, because this one really has everything that we need, including the bear. So I like the first bear. So we're going to use this guy. And I like this. So scary. Rawr. Oh, so close. What if we say close off the back of the stairwell? Close off the back of the stairwell so it's clearly inside. make the top of the stairs flush with the rooftop. They should not lead to a floor higher. Just for funsies, why not? Right? Let's just try it. Because we do need to get it correct. And this is part of the process when we're doing this, that for those of you that are working with your prompts, oh, okay, maybe we got somewhere. Guys, yay! Look at that. We did it. Yay! Did you all just see I turned 5 there? Guys, we got it to work. Okay, so I just want to say this is a perfect example of none of this is perfect, but if you keep trying, you will get it right. Okay. So let's download this image. I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to download this image, and then I'm going to get everything ready for Flow. Okay, so let's come over here to Flow. And then I am going to show you guys, so let me just drop these downloads into a folder where I know to grab them from. That way you can all see them, and I can share with you where we're building this at. Okay, so Stockbroker. And okay. All right, excellent. So now what we need to do is we're going to pop over here to, I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to go to Flow. Is this the one? Okay, I want to show you from the beginning. So let's go to this one. So if you haven't used Flow before, this is Google Labs Flow. You come in and you'll use your Google login for it. You'll click Create with Flow. I've already done it, so it's going to take you to this tab over here. So what we'll do here is projects that you've worked on before live down here. I'm going to go ahead and click Create New Project. And then you could name the project up here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to say Stockbroker. Oops. How about my fingers go on the right keys? There we go. Okay, so Stockbroker. There we go. Bam. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over to chat, and we're going to draft the prompts for using that content into Flow. So we're shifting gears from creating the images in Google Gemini to now creating the movement, the animation in Flow. So pop over to, let me share my screen. And actually, here we go. Let's do that. I'm going to do, hang on one second. We're going to do new chat. And I'm going to say now, actually, I retract my statement. I'm going to keep the same thread. I say that because we all have already established our information in here. So I'm going to say now we have the 5 images for scene 1. And the reason I'm doing that is because we already have the information in here for this whole scene. And I think it's going to save us a little bit of time. So we're going to use this. Now we have all 5 images for scene 1. We're going to image by image create the prompt for the animation we'll create in Flow. Before we begin, what questions do you have for me for this task? So I like to ask this question because If I have missed anything, this is where it will tell me. So it's saying now that we're transitioning to the flow animation, I want to make sure I fully understand you've created technical directions before we start aiming. So animation style that you want for the specific project in flow. Realistic, cinematic, yes. Slow motion, probably not. Target pacing image, probably quick. I want it quick. Aiming for camera movement. Okay, so let's answer these questions. And I know there's 10 of them. So we're just going to go through and answer these. So this is going to be a short. So it is going to be vertical format. So here we're going to do animation style. It's realistic. So I'm literally just going to go copy, paste, animation style, realistic, cinematic motion, like a film scene is how we're going to do this one. 2, target pacing per image. We don't want longer. This is target pacing. This is quick. This is for a short. So think quick views of each. And then I'm going to say each shot should last no more than 2 to 3 seconds. Should last no longer. Now, I do know that previously, and maybe there's been an update since the last time I've used it, which was last week. Maybe Flow has an option of creating a shorter scene, but in my experiences so far with it, they only create 8 seconds. So we're going to see that today, if it's still 8 seconds or if it's a bit longer, or it's not longer, if we can do shorter is what I meant. Thank you guys so much for being here. Super appreciate all of you. Okay, so no longer than 2 to 3 seconds. And then a quick little tip. If you are in chat and you want to go a line down, this may sound trivial, but you just hit the shift and the enter button, and then you can move down a line. We'll be animating the camera movement or keeping it mostly static. We'll animate where it's appropriate, is what I'm going to say. We'll be animating camera movement where it's appropriate. Okay. And do we want to include audio direction? Yes. Include audio direction. Okay, now we'll pop that in here. Are we building continuous flow scenes combining all 5 images or 5 separate flow? We're going to do 5 separate initially, because I don't believe it's going to be able to combine the 5 image. Well, this is an interesting question, actually. Are we building one continuous flow sequence combining all 5 images or 5 separate flow animations? Okay, let's think about this for a second. I think we're going to try it both ways. We're going to try it individual. We're going to try it all 5 for the first one. So we're building one continuous flow sequence combining all 5 images. Okay, we're doing it, guys. We're building one continuous, yes, we're going to try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then we try it a different way. I mean, you saw how many times we worked on the image of the guy running out of the stairwell since yesterday. I mean, we spent an hour on, all of the images yesterday, and then we finally got it today, and that didn't take all that long. So yes, let's try it. Why not, right? Okay. Do we want the animations to blend between frames? So we do want jump cuts, but I don't know that it's going to actually do that in Flow. I think I'm going to have to do that in editing, but we're just going to say here, we want jump cuts. We're going to say that we want it here. For the camera's physical behavior, should it remain eye level fixed through the 5 or match your earlier cinematic continuity or add a subtle handheld realism. We're going to add a subtle handheld realism. So for the camera's physical behavior, I like that. I want to see what that creates. Typically, my go-to is to lean into the cinematic, but I think why not? Let's try it. Okay, so let's see. What's your intended output? Okay, so this is going to be for 16:9 for YouTube Shorts horizontal cinematic. No. Sorry, 9:16 vertical for Shorts and TikTok. I don't know why I said that. That's what I meant. 9 tone, feel urgent, fast-paced. Yes. Tone. And this is the part, like I said yesterday, that seems tedious. If you didn't tune in yesterday, you can catch the replay on either TikTok or YouTube. It is live on YouTube right now. But it is it is important to give this detail. I know this part seems tedious, but it makes a difference in the outcome of what it is that you're creating. Do you want any intro or outro motions? Do we want any intro or outro motion cues and seeing dust flying across the lens? No, I'm just going to say no. Okay, so now that I've given that, I probably should have said in here, pause, don't do anything yet, but we're going to see what it pops up with, because this is usually where it'll start just spewing out. Okay, yes. So there we go. Before I write the flow prompts. I also want to show it the images. So I'm going to grab those images and drop them in here so that it can see it. I also would like you to take a look. Images we created that we're going to be animating. Okay. And this whole thing should end up being 8 seconds. So some of them are going to be a bit shorter. Before I write it image by image, just a few final micro clarifications to make sure I nail it. For the jump cut pacing, do you want the cuts to be clean or hard, like whip cuts in an action trailer, or snappy but natural, brief overlapping motion between shots? Whip cuts in an action trailer. Oops. 2. For the sound design direction, do you want digmatic? Ooh, that's a new one for me. City ambience, faintly audible, underwinded. Yes. Let's keep the action sounds because I really want to hear the roar of the bear. Sound design direction, action sounds. Okay. Oh, there was my enter. I needed to hit. Let me. Dang it. Okay, I'm going to copy, paste 3. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'd hit enter before I needed to. Okay, and then for the bear roars in the last frame, should we end the scene with the bear roaring, freezing mid-action, or quick cinematic zoom? We're not going to have him freezing, that's for sure. So bear roars in the last frame. So we're going to pop this in here. When it roars in the last frame, we want a quick cinematic zoom. A quick cinematic zoom on the roar before cutting to scene 2. Okay. There we go. Now we have the information there. We're going to see the prompt that it pops us up with. I'm going to scene 1. Okay. Before I write the prompt, you want each flow written as yes. Okay, so each image will have a dedicated flow segment prompt covering camera behavior, subject animation, environmental effects, audio cues, transition timing, maintain 2 to 3 seconds. That's probably going to be less because, again, it hasn't been producing more than 8 seconds at a time. Do you want each flow prompt written as clean paragraph, natural language, cinematic direction, or structured block format? That is a great question. We don't need to include exact timing. So 1, we're going to say, okay, the puppy's good. Yesterday I was showing the puppy on screen. So today we're working on the computer. So I can't move the computer down there to show you, but he's sleeping. Okay. We're going to do, I'm actually going to ask which would perform better. For consistency, no need for exact timing. No, descriptive only for flow. Sound directions should be descriptive only for flow. Okay. So I'm curious to see what it says for number 1, which would perform better, because I want to create, being that we're going to be creating multiple scenes, we have 11 total. I want to use it in a format that it's going to understand. Okay, so structured block. That's kind of what I thought, but I wanted to see what it said. So the cinematic reads nicely. Flow models perform more consistently when they're prompted. Okay, so let's do that. Yes. Let's use the structured block format. I like to come back up here and grab what it already has in here. I think it just makes it a little easier for consistency, and it's a little bit faster than me typing it in. And then let's say, now start with scene 1 and the first image. Image 1, establishing rooftop door. Okay. So the question that poses in my brain next is, okay, there's the scene. I'm going to copy that. We're going to pop over here to flow. We're going to share this tab. I'm copying the code. Now, here's the interesting part. Being that we have copied the code over here, it is going to do it image by image. So that means I'm going to add it in editing on the back end, putting these all together. So I am going to come back to chat for a second, share this tab instead, and ask a quick clarification question. Are we breaking down the image motion directives into each image, or are we going to provide 5 images with 1 long directive? Okay, great question right there. We're going to see what it says. Okay. Individual flow prompts per image. write a single, harder to control. Okay, that is kind of what I thought. So I'm fine with the 5 separate because I'm used to that. So it's saying to stick with 1 flow prompt per image. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so let me go ahead and share this screen with you. So we are now in flow. Let me just make sure you see what I see. Yes, okay, great. And so if you've never been in flow before, so we started our new project right here. We clicked start new project. In this tab, you have text to video, frames to video, ingredients to video. We're going to use frames to video. And one of the important things that I'm going to do is I'm going to choose portrait. That's really important. This is also the model where they are doing away with these two, where you can see where it says support ending soon. Those are going away. We're going to use the fast over the quality. The reason being is you use less credits. You can see here where my mouse is circling. If you use fast, that's 20 credits. But if I toggle over here to quality, it's 100 credits. So I'm going to stick with the fast, and I'm going to stick with 1 output. You can choose 2, 3, or 4, but I typically do 1. And what that means is you'll put in the prompt, just like we're going to do here. So let me grab this prompt, copy code. I'm going to pop this in here. Remember to add in your imagery. We're going to upload imagery. And do you see what I see here? Let's see. I'm going to add this in. Make sure we grab the right image. First one. We're going to crop it to portrait. So one of the things that I do want to point out is you can see the little Gemini symbol down here. That's not really important to us right now because I've basically cut it out by doing it vertically. Okay, so I've added that image in here, and we're going to say go ahead and go. So now I'm going to pop back over here to chat while we're waiting on this to generate. And I'll let you guys take a look at this while I continue over here to work on scene 2. Okay, so yes, continue with image 2, door swinging open. Great. Pop that in here. So the thing that's really kind of great about Flow is you can use this image and continue on to the next one. So it is creating the animation here, and then we're going to go ahead and add in the next one here as soon as this is ready. Great. So here is scene 2. Pop that in. I'm going to add in our image. And the door is going to be swinging open. Vertical, crop and save, adding that in. Okay, let's watch. Let me hit go on this one so it can start working on it. And again, we've kept our portrait. We've kept our model, VO 3.1 fast. We've kept our outputs as 1. And we're going to say go ahead and go on this one. So let's take a look at where we're at here. Love this. I won't use the whole thing, but love this. But you can see how... Did you see at the end here? Let's see that again. Kind of just disappears. So it is 8 seconds. We are going to, when I go to edit these later, I will cut them down. Okay, next image is going. Let's move on to proceed with image 3, stockbroker bursting through the door next. Okay, pop that into chat. I'm getting the prompt for this. So far, so good. And we're going to pop over here and add the image for the next one. So let's see, our stockbroker busting through. Guys, look at that. So exciting. Save and crop. Grab our directions. Here we go. Get that going. Let's take a look at this video here. Okay, so I kind of want the door to swing open a little bit faster. Oh, probably only going to use half a second of that, so that's fine. Or I may not even use this one at all. I might just go straight to our stockbroker busting through. Okay. Continue with image 4, the bear busting through the door. Very exciting. So we're going to add our bear in here. I'm so happy that this is all coming together. Oh my gosh. How terrifying would that be if you were running upstairs and you have a bear like just coming at you from behind? Dear Lord, that's scary. Okay, so let's see. We're still, okay, let's see our stockbroker. He's a little lost. All right, that works out great. Okay, I've got our code for the bear. All right. Okay, I'm going to read this real quick. A deep bang echoes as the door slams. Okay. All right, great. This reads well. We're going to see how well this turns out and proceed to image 5, the bear roaring towards the camera. Okay, where we end. Okay. All right. Add that in there. Let's add our bear roaring. Gotta have our grizzly bear standing tall. There he is. Yep. That is one scary bear. Okay, we've added him in. And we have our directions here. Okay. All right. So we're still waiting on this one to finish. Oh, we're getting there. Here we go. Okay, let's see our bear. Yes. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I think that's pretty dang good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's see how far we are on this next one. So, to recap, I'm probably going to get rid of this one. I feel like when I was creating these yesterday, I thought this was a good one to create, but I think just a quick like in there, these are all going to be really fast paced. And then I think we're going to bust through to this one. Maybe I will show just a little bit of this door swinging open. I think maybe just a little bit, and then he busts through, and then the bear comes through. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I kind of, oh, look at that. Okay, but we won't use all of that scene. But that is where we are at for today. So yesterday we took the prompt for the script, and let me share that tab. So we took this scene right here. So for those of you that have just joined, we took scene 1, camera angle on the rooftop, Empire State Building, or something similar, and started creating that content here. And we built out the directions for all of the Google Gemini imagery that we created here. And we finally got him right today. And now we have animated it in Flow. Yes. How fantastic is, oh, I wasn't sharing it. So then we took it here and we shared it with we shared it with you in Gemini, and then we animated it in Flow, just like this. And now we are ready to put together the directions for scene 2. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. And let's see, is this the, yes, this is. Okay, there we go. I just want to say thanks for tuning in today, guys. We now have our first scene fully animated. How exciting is that? So we will be here tomorrow. I think we're going to be here at the same time. It might be a little bit earlier in the day, but watch out for your notifications. Ask any questions in the comments. I'll be publishing this on TikTok then, so you can ask any questions, and on YouTube. Ask them in the comments and I can answer them for you when we're live here tomorrow. But thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch